Captain Mar-Vel is the 21st entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the latest MCU origin story. It stars Brie Larson in the role of Carol Danvers, aka the titular Captain Mar-Vel. Danvers is a former Air Force pilot from Earth who is drawn into a years-old war between two ancient alien races, the Kree and the Skrulls, following an accident which leaves her with incomprehensible powers. As the war finds its way onto Earth in the mid-1990s, Danvers, with little knowledge of her past, teams up with S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Nick Fury in an effort to save humanity from an incoming invasion. Captain Mar-Vel is a bit of a strange entry in the MCU. For the first time in many years, Marvel have ditched their traditional linear storytelling formula to tell an origin story that takes place before most of the adventures we've experienced so far. With this being the case, Captain Mar-Vel doesn't exactly offer the kind of narrative continuation that most MCU movies have in the past. However, what the movie does offer is somewhat unique. No, it doesn't exactly further the MCU narrative outward, instead furthering it inward, acting as a film which ties together plot threads and small gaps left open in previous films in an effort to open up new possibilities for future storytelling. This leads to a film with great nods, references and Easter eggs to the greater MCU, while also hinting at what's to come in the future. Captain Mar-Vel needs to be seen as a world-building film and not exactly the next chapter in the MCU, and as such the film's world-building is first class. What it does really well is open up a new pocket of the MCU, which makes future storytelling possibilities incredibly exciting, and also allows us to visit and explore new locations and new characters in spades. That said, Captain Mar-Vel isn't an incredibly strong film narratively. It has a decent story with good fun moments and some great characters, but it's certainly not one of the strongest entries in the MCU. The first half of this movie is an incredibly slow ride. I wouldn't call it sluggish or boring, it's just slow. But you know, to its credit, I didn't really mind that. This is Marvel doing what it does best, slowly building a narrative and developing worlds and characters without haste. I mean, this character is about to be thrown into a decade-old roster of Avengers characters with only one film to back her up. Before we do that, we need some kind of narrative backbone, and I'm glad that Marvel didn't rush with what they had. After a bunch of world building and a great narrative structure that uncovers layer upon layer of the character in a non-linear kind of way, the movie really kicks into gear and offers an incredibly explosive final act with some great character moments and action sequences. To me, Captain Mar-Vel feels more like something that has come directly out of the MCU's first phase. This is very much a Phase 1 movie delivered a few years too late. It has that simplistic kind of style with very few grand or boundary-breaking moments. In short, just like the first Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America, it plays it reasonably safe, offering almost a film that plays as a taster of what's to come. The movie has an absolutely fantastic cast. Brie Larson is wonderful as Carol Danvers, and yes, while she breezes through the movie with scarce emotions, that is, you know, kind of the point of the character. And it is a credit to her abilities as an actress to pull off such a layered and downplayed performance. Sam Jackson is a whole lot of fun as a younger, less world-weary Nick Fury, and in fact some of the most fun moments in the film see him naively discovering the grander elements of the Marvel Universe. We're so used to seeing the serious, no-nonsense Fury that seeing him ham it up in a buddy team-up adventure is something we never thought we needed. I also have to say that the de-aging techniques used on him are overall superb, and save for a few uncanny valley moments, are practically flawless. Ben Mendelsohn, on the other hand, is just, well, he's in an absolute league of his own, delivering quite possibly his best performance to date. And look, I'd be lying if I said I didn't get a kick out of a green alien running around the MCU with an Aussie accent. Mate. No, this isn't one of the best Marvel movies ever. I would probably place it somewhere in the middle around Doctor Strange and the first Thor, but overall I really enjoyed this movie. It was a little different than what I'd expected, but I don't mind that. I love that Marvel knows how to keep surprising us and keep us on our toes. The amount of Easter eggs and I guess fan service the movie offers is almost unprecedented so far in the MCU, and I think in the long run the world building Captain Mar-Vel puts in place will be somewhat revolutionary. Oh, and as for all that SJW infiltration stuff, I mean, if salty fanboys hadn't kicked up such a fuss in the first place, I honestly wouldn't have noticed it. There's actually very little political agenda in here whatsoever. A little bit of girl power, sure, but overall, Captain Mar-Vel tells a human story, one that has the ability to inspire people from all walks of life, and does it in an incredibly fun and beautiful way that it seems only Mar-Vel knows how. I am giving Captain Mar-Vel a fairly solid 3 out of 5. And at that, it's over to you guys. How did you feel about Captain Mar-Vel? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you just meh with it? Fire away in the comments below and let me know your thoughts. If this is your first time viewing one of my videos, you like what you've seen, you'd like to see more like this in the future, then please don't forget to hit that big old subscribe button up on your screen right now, and also hit that like button down below if you're feeling extra generous. Also, don't forget to check out my many social media accounts, and please consider supporting me over on Patreon. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day.